but you don't even touch the sky. Okay, that's all right. We're good.
When I was young, my old father would say, the only thing would get me was from at the end of each day. But that was then, and this is now, he's gone. And his voice had lingered on for quite so long. He said, it was sun, you can't be stronger than them all. But the taste of the sky, and the jungle of the ball. He knew that life is much fun in this life. Because the chicken with the two, she got time. She looked for fun, so she just ran, but it's all so good. Just to get the job in the other two. She said, you'll never breathe, and you'll never touch the water. You'll never see the sights that I offer. I've trusted to you, entrusted to you. I'm sorry, but you will never stop.
Hello. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Duke CT, back with you once again. Hopefully, you had a good, nice week without the lounge. I was with watching the game with folks. It's nice, it's fun. And the Ravens completely crap to bed, but that's the Ravens for you. You know, whether it's like early season or January, they just don't know how to seal the deal. But speaking of sealing the deal, looks like AEW has sealed the deal. And let me just say, the TV deal that is. And before we get into that, if you want to connect to me and talk to me at this subject, because there's a lot of conversation to talk about this situation, because Lord knows how, my goodness, Lord knows so much things have just need to be talked about this whole thing. So much stuff. But you know what? If you want to connect to me, Duke CT, you can get into the conversation link right here. If you have a phone, if you have a headset and a microphone, which everyone does have, you can have a conversation and talk to me through here and everything else. But if you want to do the old-fashioned way of connecting me like an old radio show, here is the beautiful number to connect to me, Duke CT. Put it right there in the chat. It is right here. The number is 605-562-0444. Once again, the number is 605-605-562-0444. And the show ID to connect to me is 92417. The show ID to connect to me is 92417. And I will post those numbers right in the chat right there if you want to connect to me, Duke CT. All right. So, man, AEW. It's been AEW so much. Yes. Hey, yes, the AEW. Just all the news all the time. It's going in, crashing out, all the things we're doing here. But now let's look at the deal. Supposedly it's done. And this has been from Wrestling Zone Radio. Meltzer gave us stuff that it's a done deal. There are gonna be changes, but it's gonna be pay-per-view component. Is that they're doubling the number of WWE's getting the rights to pay-per-views. That means doubling the number makes more sense if they get that. He says, I don't know exactly what's gonna be how UFC does it. It's gonna be how WE does it. There's gonna be a deal with Max and since pay-per-view form. So yeah. It's going to be, looks like it, Meltzer's word is like 70, like it's like 45% correct, but it looks mostly people who have been talking about this, who are closer, pretty much said this deal is going to be done. They're probably going to announce it probably like Grand Slam or whatever. But I think it's going to happen. I think because it have been, for the most part, and I remember there was a Fightful article. Let me just see this if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it because they were, because I remember, here it is, right here. Of course, right here. Load. It's nice. Okay, right here. According to Fightful, it was a couple months ago. Some international matches began to notice that AEW shows and pay-per-views were appearing in the library for the streaming service. This pretty much, well, again, this is pre-deal, new deal, and such. So there look like it's going to be, has been uploaded. There are some of the stuff here. You got Collision right here. You see it, Battle of the Belts, Rampage, Collision, and a pay-per-view. And there's Forbidden Door as well. It looks like there's going to be putting this stuff here on Max on the international stage. So it's not going to be on United States, Canada yet, but it was basically there. So they're already test the waters. So I think this will be the case. They are uploading this stuff. So when it does, I will still be using Thriller TV, aka Fight TV, or whatever, what it used to be called. I will still be using that until the pay per view stuff is like situated and such, because I want to see if it does have a strong, like, okay, if the pay per views and the TV shows are good, live, and whatever, then I'm all in on that, because I think that would be the best solution for everyone, and I think that is the best idea to do it, and I think that's one of the things you can do about this as well, because I think that is going to be something in the future that AEW is going to probably, and most of these digital services are, they are going to be doing this, and you know other stuff as well, because let's see. And the most hilarious and most interesting things happening, this right here supposedly is happening too. Backstage rumors of AEW signing a deal with Fox in addition to Warner Brothers Discovery. And then you have Drill there basically trademarking the AEW Shockwave, and it could actually be filling the wrestling / WWE hell, which I'm like, no, it's not really a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea, because AEW's wrestling is way too different and far less PG friendly than WWE. And honestly, I don't think it's a good idea for many a reason, because, like I said, it's not going to get much ratings. WWE is the most popular wrestling organization. It is, all these other things, the stars and everything else, the aura and everything else, all that stuff. It didn't move the needle at all when it went on a network stage. But they say it's probably going to be on, supposedly on, you know, FS1 or something like that. Maybe on Tubi. If it's on Tubi, then I think it's a brilliant move, because one, Tubi is like cheap content, but everyone has it. It's ad supported, so you could do, like, say, a Rampage or a Shockwave, or have put Ring of Honor stuff there as well. And I think people will be more. I think it would probably be a way to get people into the Ring of Honor, Tubi app. I think get not just bring some fans in, but also bring more people in. That's what I see. It could be that as well. I see that happening. If it is going to be on Tubi or maybe FS1, fine, but not on the main show. Fox, unless they have too much money to burn, which at this point, they might have a lot too much money to burn at this point. And if they have that much money to burn because of the Disney deal, I might, that's probably not going to help them in the long run. And quite honestly, that's another reason why I don't like that Disney Fox deal, because Lord knows they're wasting money. They wasted so much money on this wrestling stuff, which I don't know what it is, but why? I mean, at this point, make their own wrestling. I don't know why. Why, you know what? They could have made their own. But for much money they spent on WE and probably AEW, they could just screw it. Just buy the NWA from, like, for 10 mil or whatever, like 6-7 million for the NWA, and put it on FSON or whatever. Do the same thing they did with Fox Sports Net with TNA and such. Was probably cheap content. So I don't know why they were putting all that money into it. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I would have been like, hey, we should be doing. I would have been like, get NWA, get away from Billy, because Lord knows they gonna do something stupid. They're probably gonna have a dog eating gimmick or a cat eating gimmick. Oh hell, they might have a dog and cat eating person gimmick, because of what happened with Trump or whatever. Mentioned that stuff. They're eating the dogs, eating the cats, all that crazy stuff. Jeez Louise. It is going to be just a oh Lord, it's going to be a complete and total just a All right. I think we're back. I believe we're back. I believe we are. Yes, we're back, ladies. Sorry about that. The internet went a little wacky do on me. I apologize. But these things happen. You know. So anyway, like I it so anyway, like I said, this whole thing here. And by the way, getting back to the point of craziness, they're all out, which a great pay-per-view. It went very different and such. Let me just look at all out and all the other stuff here. Good lord. All out was just it was insanity. And I have to say one thing about it. There were some things that I liked and all out. Shoot, the Will Ospreay stuff, and heck, even the hardcore stuff too. I mean, shout out to Willow and Statlander, just great stuff here. So, quite honestly, I like that. It was great, and I really feel bad for the people who people who missed out. So there was some great stuff here. I think Danielson and Jack Perry are really good. The aftermath of it felt like a natural, a very natural way to build up like the end of all things. With the BCC is basically just basically is done. They kicked out Danielson and Yuta is gone, so the trios titles are in abeyance again. So I think they're going to do another trio stuff. And another issue is the tag team wrestling. Look, I'm sorry. Look, if I had my way, I would basically would have had not the Outrunners. I know people love the Outrunners. Top Flight's right there. Private Party's right there. Hell, the infantry is there. Build them up. Build them up to do it. Maybe they're not. Maybe the reason why the Private Party wasn't there, so there might be something with them. I don't know. But I just want somebody to build this tag team division again. The tag division needs to have some big, something, a focus. It needs a clear mission and goal. Where is the goal? Where is the mission? Where is the goal for this tag division? I'm worried because that to me is the more real threat about it. The tag division is in I'll not say shambles, but it's close enough to being it. It is close to being in shambles at this moment. The tag team wrestling needs to be better. That's what it needs to do. And I think that what they need to do is I love Will Ospreay, I love Kyle Fletcher. They shouldn't be teaming unless it has a nice dual story here. I want the tag teams to go. I want someone who beat the Bucks. It has to be someone like that. I want it to be Private Party. I want it to be Top Flight. I want it to be these people here. Quite honestly, I want to be real with you. I would have had Top Flight win, and you could have like I know there's a little bit like this. You're gonna have everyone from the Top Flight since they got like four people, and they got four people, and they got four people in the elite. So you could have done something like look, I love Takeshita and Okada. You saved that for Wrestle Dream, whatever, but you could have like Andretti or like Rush versus Leo Rush versus Okada. That would have been fun. You could have Andretti versus the Scapegoat, and hopefully he gets better theme music. Then you could have like they fail both of them. They both lose or whatever. It looks like it looks like the elite are going to win. Oh yeah. You could build that up. You could build that position up, and it looks like it's all over. It's already for this, that, the other, the third. It's all over. But then Top Flight comes in, picks up this big victory. Top Flight does it, and it is actually one of the biggest victories they have. They actually beat their mentors. They actually beat them 1, 2, 3. It's over. And it just makes a great. And it could be parallel to when the Acclaim did it when they beat Swerve in Our Glory, and that could have been something beautiful. Imagine that whole thing. Imagine the crowd, the hopefully probably at least 10,000. I think they're gonna get 10,000. They are gonna open it up. Hopefully, I think they'll get 10,000 people there, and it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great. And it will be something great for the memory of this whole thing. It'll be something that people can be talking about of that nice little passing of the torch, and keep the Young Bucks. I think they should just be like managers or whatever to like Okada and Jack Perry, or just be like that. Don't have them have the tag belts. I think they're fine, but have them like do limited dates. But they're like the attraction. They're the attraction team, and they can challenge for the tag belts, but have them lose and get frustrated or whatever. I think that would be better than just having them squat like Smog with the tag belts. That's what I believe they should be. That's what I think they should. I think that's what they need to, you know, I don't want them to be like, a basically, I don't want them to just have them like, okay, they hold the belts for so long to a point that just like, and we must forget about them. Heck, I would say WE has not done a good job with the tag team division as well. I mean, you have the Street Trash having what? JD McDonough and Finn Balor, majority like having a long reign over 70 plus days with no title offenses. And they had to put the New Day there because they were going to do something to Odyssey Jones, but he screwed everything up. So they're like, okay, crap. New Day's the new number one contenders because who cares? And then you have the Bloodline coming in, and they're going to do their own version of the Smog holding all championships and basically just having Jacob Fatu kill every tag team division, everything else. It just becomes like again, they're going to squat on those belts until when? I don't know. I would love seeing DIY or the Street Profits. Personally, I think the Street Profits because I think they've been so undervalued to the point that seriously, the last time I think they held the tag belts was during the pandemic. No, seriously, I think that's the last time they held the tag belts over 4 years ago. And the pandemic's still going on or whatever. But you understand what I'm trying to say. During the lockdown era, I am just frustrated at tag team wrestling and that the lack of it. I am frustrated at the fact that tag team wrestling in AEW, WWE. I mean, the only time I think it's doing well is in NXT, and I think even Ring of Honor with Dustin and Sammy Guevara, they're doing some good stuff too. So there's something there, but I want the main roster stuff to do better. That's what I want. And if AEW can't do it, and if they need to rebuild their tag division, do what I think TNA did, or maybe what NXT is doing. Lean on the ladies, lean on them, lean on Mercedes Monet, lean on Statlander, lean on Willow Nightingale, lean on Mariah May, lean on Mina Sakurara, and then, those ladies, lean on them, Queen Amidala, lean on the ladies for a while. Have some more showcase women matches, segments, promos, all of that. Give that for a couple more months until you really have a good, strong tag division and you can build up people and build up the crowds and build up and such. That's what you have to do. And I hope they continue to wake waves and build up to it. Make the people champion. Make Daniel Garcia feel important. Make Daniel Garcia feel like Daniel Garcia or Okada and all those. But at the Takeshita, personally, I think the Takeshita should have been world champion at this point. He should be beat. He should have. He beat Kenny Omega twice. He should be right now. He should have been. Personally, if I had my way, I would have had there's a lot of people I would have done. I would have had Wardlow as champ, then have Takeshita beat him. Look, I love Joe, but I think Joe doesn't need to be world champion. I think MGF shouldn't have been world champion for those so long. I would have this. You know what? I would have Wardlow win the belt from him like an all out. Then you would have you know, Dukesta beat him uh, and such, and then have Dukesta versus Swerve, and Swerve, Dukesta, Swerve, and you know, Hangman and stuff. You can still do that stuff for Hangman. Have Dukesta finally have that thing, then have him do the G1 or whatever. I mean, why not? If he wants to do it, let him do it. And because again, I have no problem with that. And then you have this, Danielson. I would have personally the person who beats him. I think would be I think not Hangman, but I think the guy who beats Danielson is going to be someone really. I think maybe if they could make Daniel Garcia do it. That'd be interesting. But they need to build him up a bit, or Takesta, or whatever. That's what I would do. But then again, that's my crazy booking stuff. But yeah, back to the point. AEW, there needs to do work in the women's division. Um, yeah, and also the Swerve stuff, uh, the Swerve and Hangman feud, very violent, overly violent and such. I mean, that's what the feud led to. And I honestly think I did not like the needle in stuff. I'm not saying it should be it's evil or whatever, but me personally, I think if they really would have done something, I would have took this the cinder block, a gimmick one or whatever, and have Hangman crush it on Swerve's head and then have the match end. It would fit perfectly as Swerve being completely murdered and done, and that's it. You can still have that type of uh really harsh type of violent and the consequences what Swerve did. Going back to Keith Lee, going back to Hangman, going back to everyone else, he used those cinder blocks to build that type up, and then the consequences, and you can finally have that revenge or whatever, and have Hangman destroy every person here who helped Swerve, who did everything with Swerve, and that's what you do. But that's my personal thing. That's what I believe. But yeah, AEW's continue making waves. I just hope the waves continue to actually build, not just for wrestling, the stuff for AEW stuff, but also I want them to continue to build to have still better attendance, which I think they're getting better ish, but I think they're still at 3,000 and such. Because I think WE, the reason why it is, and I think the reason why, and a lot of people don't want to say this, but I think people it is because WE is the brand. It is. It's always have been. And there's some stuff AEW has been hitting some walls lately. Like I said, the tag division, this very there's a glass ceiling for young talent. I think that's a problem there, and I believe they are. And the merch stuff is getting better, but I think they could do much better merches. I mean, no mask for like a Commander or AEW Lucha masks and such. I don't know why they haven't done that. Or Darby mask or whatever. It's just like they should have been doing some stuff like that. And also, like I said, interviews interviews, and just talking to people, doing things like that, and making sure people are get more people and expand. You know, go to other places. Go to, not stay in Chicago for a fortnight or whatever. That's 2 weeks. Go to like newer places. Sometimes we'll fail, sometimes succeed, but also get some nice wrestling stuff here. Do some special episodes of Collision and Hammerstein Ballroom. Do things like that. Get the hardcore audience, but also get a really good, bigger audience as well. Big audiences, and try to get from the 2,000 to 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. Just start building trust to people, and I think you can do that. They will be just fine. But anyway, that's what I think, and I want to hear what your comments is. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. We'll be right back right after this as we look at Sony and, oh boy, talk about a crashing out, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have some of that and more here live on the Dukect Lounge. We'll be right back right after this. And we are back. Thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for sitting here, relaxing, doing all the good stuff here. Anyway, hope you're feeling good. Hope you are feeling lovely and everything else. Um, but yeah, Oh goodness. But yeah, oh goodness, like I said, crash out. Sony, after they had a really good thing with Astrobot and stuff like that, and this is after Concord and everything else. It's not looking, didn't do pretty good at all, and it failed. Then Astrobot, by the way, Concord was this live service game which is done. If you're not Fortnite, then don't try. That should be it. Fortnite is the only thing that could do it, and everyone just. I feel like I'm paraphrasing what Marlon Wayans said on the Shay Shay Lounge or whatever, Club Shay Shay. And he said, Netflix be Netflix, and I'm going to say this: let Netflix be Netflix. I'm like, let Fortnite be Fortnite. Do other things as well. And I feel like the game industry forgot that. They forgot that there are so much things they could do so well at this moment. There are things that can do great things. I mean, you don't like Hogwarts Legacy or whatever. You think it's horrible, but that was a single player game and it sold money. It made bank. It wasn't a live action, whatever. Same with this Astro bot thing and such. People are loving it. It is basically one of the best things here. It's awesome and people love it. They love that, you know, and such. So yeah, but yeah, but this just seems that now they are just lacking the IP, which is hilarious. Then now they're saying the Sony CFO Hiroki Totoki told the Financial Times, if I'm mispronouncing it, I apologize. It's a Hiroki Totoki told the Financial Times, we're lacking the early phase of IP, and that's an issue for us. He added Sony as a whole has been finding new audience for existing popular IPs and thinks the company won't grow without creating content from scratch for higher returns. While new IP is certainly welcome, these comments are a little puzzling from the PlayStation, because the company has numerous game franchises that have fostered from the beginning or could have, but have since been abandoned. Look no further to the feature image for Above It. Look at that. Yeah, a lot of them. Oh, Infamous, Killzone, Resistance, and honestly, even Bloodborne. They're, you know, and meanwhile, yeah, I mean, I like this. Games like Until Dawn get another lease on life in a remake, and a movie that's coming out soon. And we're not quite sure who asked for that. And that's the thing. Modern remakes of Last of Us Part 1 and 2 and all this stuff. It's just, yeah. Infamous, you could do some stuff with a remake or whatever. Like I said, and also, there's still Ratchet and Clank they can do. They can do what else? What are the big games they could do that people love on the Sony stuff? Sly Cooper. The people of the Sly Cooper fan base have been screaming. They're dying for that. They want that. Much as I hate Jack and Daxter, no, the Jack series. So it's Jack and Daxter are fine. Jack 2 can die in a fire, and Jack 3 is, it's mid, so there it is or whatever. I just hate Jack 2. I hate that game. Hate it. Hate it so much. But yeah, when you don't have original IP, what happens? What happens to you have no original IP, ladies and gentlemen? Well, you flounder and you flounder, and no one really buys the games or whatever. Like I said, there are so many properties they can do, and you have Astro, but all this stuff that they could do. Heck, Crash, they were doing dancing with Crash Bandicoot and all the other stuff. It's sad that Crash Bandicoot has been basically forgotten about. Spyro, all the stuff, and I get it. You know, there's no money in that stuff anymore, or there's no, platformers don't sell or whatever. People love it. It just maybe you can do something good new at, something good in the single player games, that sort of stuff. And then you have this a couple days later, the PS5 Pro. Oh Lord, the PS5 Pro. Oh my Lord. Let's see. Oh baby. Here it is, the PS5 Pro. And oh goodness, it's gonna be a serious capable console. 3 big upgrades: GPU, race tracing, AI upscaling tech, and the PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, the PSSR. Oh yeah, bringing more games to realism and everything you ever seen in your life. And then here it is. You got like it is the cost. This big flat thing here that has no disc tray, which by the way, there is going to be a disc tray, by the way, if it's a separate order or whatever. It cost over $700, and the disc tray is $80. You could get a gaming PC for like $700, $800, and have more games and more interesting stuff than whatever Sony. In fact, most of the games on Sony are on the PS, are on Spider-Man and God of War, whatever. They're on the stuff here too. They're on the PC, and there's a lot more games and content thanks to Steam and all like the 2D stuff, 3D, all the stuff is there. It's at what point you just like there's no real point to buy any new console because there's no games, there's nothing, literally nothing here. There is nothing here. There's just nothing here, man. The games are gone. There's no games. There's nothing that really connects it. Oh, Spider-Man. That's great. The Spidey Moon. Spider-Man. That's it. That's all you got. You got Spider-Man and nothing else. God of War. Yes. Stop. God of War. How about God of Boar? Ha! I have no I mean, that was terrible. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's just nothing here, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing here in the game and such. The only one who's winning is Nintendo. Nintendo, who has multiple games, single player games that are fun, exciting, and all the stuff. And let me tell you, I'm not 100% all in Nintendo. I mean, there's stuff I think around it. All in the service is very just terrible. I think they've, they're and especially their like connection stuff. I mean, just try to play like have voice. You have to have an app to have a voice chat. What in the world is going on your phone? At that point, I just use Discord. Just use Discord to talk to people, and it's Nintendo's always been very lacking in the online space, the online stuff that the video games need. But they do have strong IPs. They do have strong like single player games. They don't waste time and such. They're basically winning the console war, and they don't even need to Switch 2. All it needs to do, the Switch 2 to basically be 345, and it wins. If it comes out, if the Switch 2 was $345, it's done. 345 or 400, it's over. Over. It's done. That's what it is. The Switch 2, all of it. It's done. They're done. Who cares? Who cares? But yeah, with Sony or Microsoft at this point being like, chasing the dragon to all the way to the point of just, again, you just get a PC. And in fact, that's what's going to be in the next generation. No disk drives, PC light stuff. And if that was the case, I'll just get a tablet and I'll get my PC and my Nintendo, and I'm good. There's no point for Sony. There's no point for Microsoft because all the games are going to be on the PC anyway. So Sony needs to figure this out. You need to figure a lot of this stuff out. And maybe I saw people going all in for it. I mean, hey, if you got the money and disposable income in this economy, fine. Whatever. If you got the money to support Sony to do a PS5 Pro and get the disc drive, then have at it. When I remember when I did a bit of landscaping when the PS3 came out, I had a lot of money and a lot of stuff, and I still didn't get it. I'm like, no. And they're like, why? Dude, why? Because it was over $600, and I looked at it. I was like, I have my PS2, and I'm golden. I don't need it. I have my 360. I have my Nintendo Wii, and I'm good. And it looks like I'm pretty much in the same position now. I have my Series X. I have my Switch, and I got my PC. I'm good. We're all good at this point. I'm good. So, yeah, I'm done. I don't need anything else at this point. Anyway, that is it for this show. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for listening to me, Duke. Anyway, peace and love. I will see y'all when I see y'all later.